Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria, and we're continuing where we left off with lesson 175. If you look at your screen, you'll see this is the photo we looked at and ended the video with. All right. Now we're going on because we talked about points of interest, and I filled in the answers for you, and I made a list of possibilities. There may be more, but these are the main ones that stand out. So let me go over it with you. Here's your check sheet. You can follow along as I go over this. Okay. There is no one way to start doing readings. You develop your own method, but this is the one we're using. We're starting here. Hand shape. This is a fire hand. A fire hand is the hand of a person that enjoys taking a risk. Somewhat impatient, but that's how they operate. Then let's go to the next one. Index and ring fingers are balanced. If you look here, you notice this is just like a centimeter or so taller. When it's that close, it's considered balanced, that they are the same length, okay? So keep that in mind for your evaluations. Let's go on to the next one. Gap between little finger and ring finger. That is a gap, yes. And that means this person likes independence when it comes to working. This has to do with working. Does not want anybody standing over saying, do this or do that or do it this way. They are independent. When you have fingers close together, this is thinking, the thinking part. They don't make decisions on their own. They always work with someone else or some others. This one means you hold your finances very close to you. Sometimes you'll even hide them. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Fingertips. These are all square fingers. Square. This part is square. And you can see what it says. This person likes order, system, regularity. That's their motto. That's their thinking. Everything in its place. Okay? Moving on to the flanges. These sections here. There are little tiny vertical lines here on all of them. And that means stress. And it could also mean anxiety. Sometimes it's a combination of both, sometimes one or the other. Let's go on. Solomon's ring, this line, and then there's a line coming from here. This is common that it looks like this. Sometimes the circle is complete, but that is not the common look. And that simply means, as it says, psychological understanding. They just naturally can understand others. And usually they're very intuitive. Let's go on to this part of the hand, the palm now, the heart line. The line runs straight across, indicating that this is a humanitarian heart line. And you see what it says. They tend to put others or other matters before themselves. All right, then we have islands. I've circled them here. Several islands here. It's like a chain of them. And you've got islands here. Okay? It's like a slowdown, or sometimes it stops. The energy stops. You just don't have enough energy to do what you normally would do. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Headline, runs straight across. When it runs straight across the palm, it means it is a Sydney line. It has a name of its own. Sydney line, one who is very focused on one particular thing. These, you might think of them as bookworms. They love reading. They love to do a lot of research, and they're very intelligent. Okay, let's go on to the next one after the Sydney line. We have a wide gap between the head and the heart line. Head and heart line. That means this person is more broad-minded than others. It also means that the person is tolerant and liberal with a let live and let live. Live and let live, sorry. And they are very impartial when you have this gap between this. The wider the gap, the more that they are in those definitions. Okay, let's go on to the next one. You have a head and lifeline merged together at the top, together from the beginning, from the start, right in here. Okay? And that means this person is comfortable at home, doesn't feel secure enough to move out on their own. When I say move out, not physically, it could be that, but I meant thinking-wise, independent thinking. They're not ready for it, okay? And once they become about age 20, then they start to branch off on their own. They're thinking now. All right, I've already told you about the lifeline, weakness in energy. And let's go on to the lifeline. Strengthens at age 20. You notice that this looks like its end has ended, but the line has become very thin here, very thin. And that changes at age 20. 20 is right pretty much between these two fingers. And what changes it? This line that comes out. See this line here? That's the Mercury line. Sorry, that's the Mars line. Mars line. This area is Mars. And it's known for action, and it'll strengthen things. And so it is strengthening the lifeline. It continues strengthening as the lifeline gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And it has been working with the lifeline through all of those islands at age 4, right here, approximately right in here. All right, age 4. And let's take a look at the thumb ball. The thumb ball is firm and full. You can tell by the elevation of it. Okay, that's good. That person likes outdoor things like activity, like sports and so on, and takes care of themselves physically. Okay, let's go on to the next one, loyalty line. Here's your loyalty line. That can also be a line that represents something that occurred in this person's life when they were much younger and they haven't gotten over it. They still remember that. It's usually a big hurt, okay? So that has like a double meaning, loyal. Loyal to the memory or loyal to others. Ring from this line to this line. Family ring. That means close to the family, stays pretty much close to the family. And anger. You see this line here coming out? That's anger. The person has to be careful to control their anger because that's how it is. And let's go into the fate line. Here's the fate line. And it stops at age 35. At least this one does. Because once you reach this line, this is about age 35. But here's another one coming in from the lunar area. It seems to join and separates and continues on when this stops. So the person is still working, just has 2 jobs, similar in nature. Okay, and the last one, the thumb. The thumb is stiff. The thumb has a low angle from this point to this point. And the person has more action. This part is action. This part is logic or your ideas. So they can put in the time and the effort to do things, but coming up with the idea, they're not as good as that. It's not that they're bad, but that's just how it is. Okay? Well, we've come to the end. We will continue doing this in the next lesson. So if you like this, you understood, by all means, give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe, unless you have already. And I give a good welcome to those who have joined in. So thank you so much for being a part. And till next time, love and light, and be happy.